I'm just having my coffee, and by the way, so these are usually in the morning. You'll see me kind of, you know how people are in the morning. They get ahead of themselves. You know, they want to do something. They want everything to be like smooth, but somehow it doesn't work that way. So that's my morning head. But I find I have an energy and a positivity that maybe I lose in the afternoon, or just due to fatigue or something like that. So forgive my kind of briskness in the morning and my coffees that I have to have more of. Okay, so looking at the C box here, all right, we have its relative minors here. That's what I wanted to show you there. Okay, sorry I kind of lost my train of thought, but it's important to know that string shaped fifths go up the strings, string shaped fourths go down the strings. These are the string shapes. Okay, now we were looking at the C box. I think I just remembered what we wanted to do. Looking at this 5-6 string shape. So the string shapes actually count their scale fragments. So C is 3-4-5, G is 6-7 root. In the C box, these all count. It has to count. A cage has to count. If a cage doesn't count, then it's not a bona fide cage, unless it's an oversized cage that just wants to show the 3 different types of scales that you can do, such as we say in the A cage here, we can have the short, we can have the long, and we can have the cutout. Okay, so if you wanted to show all 3 of those cages in one, then there would be doubled notes. But I was plagued by double note problems when I was first making cages. So I finally, you know, through a lot of work and experimentation, finally realized that a cage has to count normally. So it's 3-4-5. Remember, the black notes are just there so we can do pentatonic. 6-7 root, 2-3-4, and then 5-6 right here. You see there's within this cage here, within this cage here, the C cage here, on the G string, this would be the E string, this is the see, we could do strings too, I mean, you know, with this thing. Here's your E string, low E, A string, D string, and right here on your G string here, okay, here's your G string, there's only 2 notes, and that's why it fits like that. Okay, now in the chart, in the pattern stack rather, we'll see that the 7 and the root right there, okay, are actually moved over. So we'll see that we have the 5-6 in the pattern stack, and then 7 root 2. You see how the 7 and the 5 right there in P4 tuning, a perfect fourth in between each one. So 5 goes to root, root goes to 4. That's a perfect fourth. See? Root, 2, 3, 4. But because of the tuning third, in guitar, let's say we're not going to look at this. We're going to look at 6 strings, right? So we're in the C box, right? We're not going to look at Andy's. Okay, so what we would do is we would take this, okay, and we can move it over, because to adjust for the tuning third on the top 2 strings like that, it doesn't change it much, but That's why in the C box we have 5, 6 going straight up to 7 root 2. This is the C box here. See how it has C on top, C on the bottom? So that's why we have the 5, 6 shape fitting in the string shapes there. Now, we are going to cover these, you know, these pattern shape corner issues here. Guitar modal string shapes modal pattern build for playaway and G string cutout. Now you can do a cutout from a pattern anywhere, right? But the G string cutout is important because I want to leave the pattern up, so I have to use the guitar. The G string cutout's important, as we did in the A box. Here's your A box. Okay. The G string is important. Here's your G string. So you go. Here's the cutout. Normally on the 4th string in the A build, we've got 7 root 2 there, so that's an E right there. So here's our E in the A build, 7 root 2. Okay? We started on the A string. So all we really need here is this guy down here. Alright, we're going to put him right there. We'll be looking at this. 5, 6, 7. We're going to have 6 strings. These guys go away. Okay, now watch this. Now when we go 5, 6, 7, this is the normal playaway build. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, and then we bring this over. These guys go over, okay, to here in the actual fretboard, right? Just make sure they're lined up so we don't go cross-eyed, right? So this is the actual A long build, okay, where we have, let's get, okay, that would be our fret nut there. We're okay with that, but let's just, since we got the color board open, this is the actual A long build here. Here's your fret nut. Starting on the 5, which in the key of C is this note. I just realized I'm not. Okay, so this G note here is the 5. We got 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2. But then we're going to bring the 3 up 1 fret. Because if we don't, we get, so it has to be brought up 1 to stay in that tuning. Okay, but now if we want to play cutout, we're going to go to the 7 root part, and then we're going to cut out to the next scalular modal string shape. Now how does that work? Okay, these are the scalular modal string shapes. If we cut out of 7 root, we want to start at 2 again. Will be a 2 here on the open string. Okay, 2 here is the D. And then 5, 6, 7 once again. Okay, so that's the cutout pattern, and that's how we do the cutout. In that case, the cutout was on the E string. So we got that. These are important things because we're going to be adding these into, we're going to be doing a little groove, and then we're going to be doing some playing. So we'll be doing some strumming and then play some of these scales to kind of reinforce things. So that we've covered.